Ozzy. My other, it's not for account. I changed the number so you can add me on Xbox on that other account too. Once you decide to Xbox. Alright, I have to show you something. I got something for one of my classes today. Here we go. See, this is where I was. As far as 15, I was at 15 on Amazon. So I was getting, as far as that's the weekly wage, obviously. Monthly wage. So I was getting, that's how much I was getting as far as because of the pay raise, and then got to 18, it was around off $19. So yeah. And as far as the full-time payment, I was counting out Lisa and John. It surpassed 2150, so the amount is 37, 30, 3,700 as monthly wage and annual wage, but they're surpassed as far as the AAB, what they call annual wage. But yeah, this is what happens if you're talking about tournaments too, is what I can use this paper for tournaments too. John, since if we know about Capcom, obviously, he surpassed the 20, and he surpassed as far as, if you know about the pay race against any Rodriguez in the air, obviously, and anybody else when it comes to tournaments, this what John would get right here for every parry break. Surpassed 2150, he's making almost $9 per parry break. As far as the payout, that's $3 per parry break if he's playing the Rays. If you're talking about the overall money, he's surpassed, he's making, if you're talking about running the real tournaments, he got true full pay, which is almost $1 billion, or surpassed it. For me, that's $1 million because of Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. For anybody, if any knows about a second or third rate player, honestly, this is what he would get right here if he was in the brackets. Right there. If he was in the bitter loser bracket or salty loser bracket or honest loser bracket. He got that money, but like I said, as if you know about Brady's memory, I don't know. Because you honestly underestimate people too much. And that's your problem. You're Jimmy Butler for a reason. You know about Roman numeral. That's Michael Jordan's third son. That's still chasing title. Because he said the same thing to Gilmore. He said, when you chase titles, son. Giannis is chasing 6. Jimmy still got none. Hater edition, NBA 2. Hater edition that has him on it. And Draymond Green for NBA 2. Hater edition because retirement. And too many technical flagrant fouls at the end. This is the money he's losing to for every technical foul and flagrant foul. And it goes up for every time because he honestly don't learn either. He don't give a He reminds me of Key too when he was alive. Same birth mom. Same birth. So yeah, toxic Taurus. Like he's Draymond still in his grandmother's house. My own key was when he was alive. When I'm going Draymond was hermit. You remind me of Taj. Cause everybody owes the work. Nobody owe you. When you working, obviously, I had my one job, I'm gonna get a third job, obviously, but I had my time thanks to my family. I may be a follower, but I'm a leader too, in a good way. Bad way, somewhat, but in a good way. As a fighter, not a weaponsman. You pull that gun to anybody, well, you know you're gonna get a life sentence. Think about that too. And you say the racial words, you're in jail. Racial discrimination because of gender, and depending on the sanction too, if you know about these amounts too, gender, nationality, religion, race, even kind of interracial, count yourself and anybody else. What's other things? Age, birth month, yeah, and then you know what the word millennials and what's that other word I don't keep saying when he was alive? Forgot the other word, but I know it's one I said, yeah, toxic Tauruses. I admit I'm toxic. I am. But not to the point I'm a racist. And Grandma White didn't give a shit about me. But my mom told. I said word, I gotta be careful. But yeah. This would have been for Grandma White if she wasn't in the sense of, yeah, you're just like mom. And you had another criticize her. Y'all both were in the system. So we're going there too. But he took it seriously, though. I don't think he did it for the money. He did it for the money, but he didn't do it the way y'all did it. That's why y'all probably not talking right now. Same job, but y'all all did 20 jobs, counting on Lisa and John. These were, Mom, hey, Don Lisa. Aunt Cammy, because Aunt Cammy's outdid her. And she wasn't, she was in the system. She just chose not to do it. You know, she already had to help it, it would have made it worse. Bulls! I know about me with PTSD. Yeah. But not as as a fighter, but as a wrestler. Belly to belly. Damn, Soldier. Again, gotta be careful with the cuss words because I'm in the house, honestly. But yeah, you talking about terms for me for Yu-Gi-Oh as well. This is how much I'll be getting right here when it comes to the part time. But if it's full time, I get full payouts. But it's not $44,000. It's $1,000,000. For John, it's $1 billion. For example, that one dude that beat forgot his name, but Pontegard just showed the miles and he won the tournament in 2 different times, 7 years away. See the evolution of age. But anyways, this is the reason why Henry cannot beat John. Because of the money enough when it comes to the parry breaks. Hard-boiled soldier. You won't know what hit you. Like a hurricane. But this is how much just surpassed, right? She surpassed this number 800. She surpassed that. So is John too. Now, if you talking about the tournaments, obviously the number goes up. It's down when he doesn't do it, but when talking about that, it goes up tremendously. Because you don't do the obvious things. I told Joe, you want to beat John, listen to me. Flower in later. Well, one of the henchmen and captain. If you know about the Skyline, was calling, but if I did, yeah. Listen to me. And if you get a turbo, listen to me. Then he passes the torch because you didn't do the honor. You listen to me and John. Because you didn't do the obvious thing, Harmonies. You didn't do the obvious things. And if something we give, she don't do the honors, no spam, then yeah, that's a charge carriage. John had the best ones because he gives. But if you're talking about the geese, this is how much he would get right here when it comes to playing the geese. If you're talking about full-time tournaments. And surpass that number, if you're talking about 800, surpass it. Automatic KO too when it comes. That's more money in his pocket. This is what we mean when it comes to money, when it comes to tournaments. Every turn for every game, every studio, count Tekken 7 and 8 against Agro Club in the movies as well. You know about that too. And paying me if I know about what it takes to be a part-time man, because not gonna be able to afford. I know if I was doing full-time at the like my father was, probably would have cut my SSI's benefits in half. Or they would have took them away, 1 or 2. But when it comes down to games of Richmond, this is how much John would get right here, or surpassed it. You don't see the 30, 25 or 30. Yeah, that's how much he gets, or surpassed that. You don't see the $40 he gets. She surpassed that too. That's a lot of money, soldier. And she ain't getting it easy because she's dealing with a toxic boss. She's talking about her, man. You better than me, Miss Hutchinson. If you was able to meet her, I know you would beat her in a fight. I'll tell you that. I don't give a damn. I mean, pop my Android, but I don't give a how old she is. You beat her in a fight because you got PTSD. You're a threat. PTSD, ADD, AEYD, HD. False. I know why John too. Yeah, because he trembled. I know he told me when he trembled. But he was more high attitude, but he's not tall. But yeah. Project. Yeah. But you gotta be careful with toxic people these days, especially when it comes to the FS, because us Egyptians, I know what it takes to be Egyptian on the Han side in Erica, and if we don't play the FS religion, ask John. I don't know my cousin. I hope you better not be that religion. And I hope you're not that religion either. But because if she is, unfortunately, I can't in the first place. Because I was saying, well, okay, he had his only daughter, but left the daughter with nothing, literally nothing. Anyway, my father, excuse me. I hate that, excuse me. But I got this paper from, but this is what happens when it comes to terms, because they're paying you by the hour when it comes to terms. Because, yeah, if you know about part-time, you don't do that, it's no money. You see the part-time right there, automatic elimination. Because rage quit. You didn't want to respect the decks. That's why I handed to Master Dole too, you know, about the terms in the game. Ask me, then ask me. You got the deal today. He would rage quit because he would have used the I just said, the Insector deck. Cal Strap hole, all the whole cards, bound to me. Even in the tag match, if they got that on master, we beat him. Just say you got a ball by other dogs, man. Trust me. Because that's all I know. There's the Dark World. I don't know if you had that one. But you got the resource. There's the Monarchs. You know about rolling. Bounce me. You know about those cards. Henny has no chance in Calico when it comes to these mounts because he would have rage quit. We already know. Catching the line was like, yeah, Ryan John. He had the race. Said, but yeah, we got the rage quits once again. Because these are the amounts he gets right here for every Perry break. Pen to paper, obviously. But this is how much he gets when he works full time. But you kept quitting those because you're a racist. You had to really tell no, I told you that to your face. You'd have been salty. Because you know I'm right. No Arabic is racist. I say it again. You're just too envious too, which is a sin. I don't play that. And knowing you are that religious as far as Christian, you definitely need church. And not just thinking about food either. Because that's probably what you're going to think about. Ask me. Because when I went to grounds, one thing I was thinking about the clothes, because I needed clothes. That was one time I got up one way, but I knew she was stealing from their church. I already knew that. My dad didn't go back to her church. Because of that, I already knew she was doing that behind the scenes. And knowing they found that's her by her friends too. Couldn't one that I met a while ago, because you don't steal from a church as royalty, as a queen, and anything else as a princess. You don't steal from a church, the church of God. Okay? And knowing that you're talking about these amounts, you know about that, you stealing a lot too. More money than you need. You're a power, hungry, hungry individual, Miss White. And you have the nerve to alienate your daughter, your other daughter, Miss Hutchinson, because he's outdid you. And y'all both had the same amount of jobs. You get your sons too much credit. You didn't even give me no credit. Because you called me a millennial too. And that's not forget. Your son said that he didn't get a lot. He hated me. You know, he was on my side. I'm not saying he was on my side somewhat. Because he was too toxic. Sorry. In a fight, like I said, that had been the one thing he would have put me out for life. I brought him right to that class, and that class was not cheap. And he'd have been hurt then. It probably would have been not, it would have been 7 because of that. He would have had surgery because of me. Yeah. He would go down and said, no, kick you in the face. Think about that too. I talk to my friends all the time, even when I'm asleep. I know he's going to talk to mom eventually when it comes to being burnt to ashes, because obviously you can't only know about spiritual. But anyway, you didn't give mom, at least you didn't even give John credit. You ain't out to criticize these two of the best parents I ever had. Count mine and y'all are toxic mofos. But this is how much y'all get right here. Yeah, Sandy's in the $10 thing until I guess I'll assume, but she's getting more than you think. You know, she's only working 3 days. It's still a lot. It's just not enough for her because she's going on the move. They should be paying her more. Because back when they kept her out until 1 o'clock, that was sad. Because that's the worst time to be. That's nighttime, but that's next day. Because a lot of people are just getting home, and that's when things can happen. Ask me. I went out in the middle of the night. I actually stood out. I was going out to the button owners. I was doing it. I mean, I lost some arm weight, but I got that back then now. I ate food. Yeah, but I wasn't doing it for, yeah, now you know, I did that too, but I didn't tell you for good reason, because we already know how greedy you are. Because I have a very good butter. Yeah, I didn't do it for it, but I did it for the Amazon sleep aid, and I might get that again, because that was one that helped me go to sleep and sleep normally. That Melatonin might be a joke. You know, it's FDA approved. I think the Amazon might be mine. I gave it a 5 out of 5. The pills was one. I had the other name. I forgot the name of that one. That was worth. That was 100 pills. I think they might have hiked up the price, but anyways, I gotta show off my stuff. As far as the items I gotta get there, because I want to get this. What you gonna say? Where I can hold the camera. I was in bend the thing. I was because it's a clamp on. But yeah, gotta get my boots a second with some of my music too. I was I'm looking 2,000 because I'm only gonna be doing this one job, and it's gonna be only for a month, and then that's it. No third job. I continue to do what I'm doing, which is this, obviously. Because I remember myself, because that order might have went through, so because they pulled it up when I went to that interview. But listen, I said, yep, no job. I screwed myself. But as a fighter, no, I'm not a weaponsman. That was the life Uncle Keith was in when he was on. I said, yeah, you don't learn life sentence. And so much for Grandma White Star, she did stop you, obviously, but you didn't learn. 2 toxins, that's a license in jail. I told him, even in my spirits, that was a license in jail. To the point you'd have been in that room, if you know about that room that I saw at the door, for life. And you would have rotted in there too, because you was already dealing with health issues from the beginning. This is how much John makes when it comes to the photo. He surpassed the $21 mark. Hold up. He surpassed it when it comes to cat calling terms. If you count Diego as well, because his birthday is the day after mine, May 19th, 1981. When I was the 80s, which I was born in the 80s. Probably let my father then. I'd have been 40 years old right now. And probably would have been spasticized then, because I was born before. If you weren't born, let me not go there when I know about hell. Okay. I know about Ed. Always angry. Because Taj didn't know how good she had it with me. Now you think about it, I said, well, because you were homeschooled, you didn't even go to your prom. I didn't go to my prom either, but I went to school, didn't I? Dad, when I told Dad, yeah, Dad, so, but if she told you to start, that's a lie. If they told you to start, that's a lie. I didn't start that fight. They did. With names, ask your daughter that can't handle your problems, Mr. Ford. Ask her, y'all two different fire signs. That supposed to coexist. But Todd don't want to deal with it. It's okay. But if you do leave, you thank Aunt Lisa for that divorce. You thank her. Somewhat. I'm not saying the whole reason, but you thank her because of that. Because mom was too toxic. Perfect example, granddad one and grandma one. And with grandfather Hutchinson too, because she was too toxic. Because she wanted everybody's money and she wanted people to cave in for her. If I know about grandma one, I know you weren't born on. Like Miss Hans, if I know about this too. I know I got the Hans smile. Thank God I got the Hans smile. Thank God I got mom smile. You know, I got my father. They just listen to the good and easy for the program. Forget. Always angry. I know about the Avengers, honestly, but this is how much Diego gets to when it comes to tournaments too. Even when it comes to the full pair. This is how much John, if John, like I said, if John gets in tournament, I don't know if he's gonna have time. If call me John, I'm there. Call me John, I'm there. Chun-Li is there. Because we got a lot of Chun-Li called the reads too. You don't want that smoke. Fuzz! When it comes, I don't know about these. Buzz, it's my face. Buzz. Yeah. Anyway, that's a fact, obviously, but this is how much John will get right here when it comes to the Paris surpassing for Henny. This is the number he gets right when it comes to the Paris. If he did the Paris with William, when it comes to it, but it's less than that wins a rage quit. You don't do the obvious things, Henny. Trust me. But I said, turn on. I say it again. Capcom, if you know about the WitchCon, you know, the WitchCon I told you, it was pulled in 2024, but they pushed it away on 2020. Microsoft is one. Everybody wants to Xbox Series S and X. Because the same house doing right now, knowing that he let Microsoft take on that's 10 plus the 10 for the 10 rights, and that's 20 years, and it could be 30. So, but he might split the cost for the thing. That's not gonna be 10, that's gonna be 5 years. But I might show our owner, Phil Spencer Jr. He said we're not gonna. He said we're not gonna hike up the price. We're gonna cut those in half. Count to me because he tagged me on Twitch as well. If you know about the only Major Nelson guy, I had him on the Xbox app. Because he said this. I think he called on one of them and said this boy is special. And then Bill Gates said, "Truly, hallelujah." I like that. When it comes to getting 100% engaged, but reason I had to start the PS4 app because I had to run the games. I couldn't AI and all other retros. The reason I can't go on to that one again because Street Fighter West the way. Forever Benjamin, March 16th, and tag with PA to roll to the master. March 16th, same day, then Ultimate Bioware for both March 18th. But I think Spike TV could be back on the horizon because I wouldn't want to watch Master again. But that's years later. When it comes to the fashions, when it comes to second, John and I watched that show. It was a couple other shows I watched in 2000 away. It was another show. I forgot the name of it. But Capcom don't want to get in the race for it because when it comes to the money, I just showed you the thing right there. You don't do the obvious things. Listen to me. You must ask all guys. Like I said, because John told me I'm going to ask any guy, ask and the henchman when it comes to ask Wong when it comes to devices. If he decides to get absolutely, I got to get my gamer tag. I got to keep my face. I think I remember his name, Ozzy. But this is the reason why, because certain players are too toxic. When you show them out, because they will kick you right and say, ask John, ask me. When it comes to all the time, ask bro, because as soon as you beat them, it put the 100, too many cocky brothers on. Even when it comes to the tryhards, too. But the point is, ask me anything. Ask John. Because if he wrote a book about the Book of God, the Wall of God, he would tell you, don't be predictive. If you know about all his pictures, we come to be a family when it comes to showing be a he, she. If you know about the pronouns. I didn't keep that secret from my list, though. God don't really hold you to that. They hold you with the thou shalt not kill, all that mother, all that father, and sloth and all the other sins and all the things. I got the books right there. It's on the shelf. But yeah, I committed. I had to forgive me, Lord. But my mom, if I know about the T word, I didn't want to say that word. Obviously, broke my rage. If you only want born, If I know about Ty, I would have been the only child, but could have been years ago. Mom did, but I give Dad a pass because He's on my side. I was like, yeah, I swung on him, Dad. I'll say it again. But I didn't start it. They told us that's a lie. Because I know you didn't want me in the house, obviously. But that was, you was on my side even when it came out that them doing certain things. And I remember you told me to get some stuff back in the house and said, you slammed the door on this boy. And knowing he was helping too, you don't been trying to warn us, or it was Waters or something else. You don't been about my stuff. Y'all too toxic, man. I said, I know I'm going against this boy right now. I know he's my son-in-law, what have you right now. Probably one of the best son-in-laws I ever had. I was on Dad's side. I never gave Dad no lip. I loved him to death. Even when he put his hands on your arm, he had to stop that. I loved him to death. He was doing what a parent supposed to do, which is whoop and did. He's got a little bit too careless. But some parents, you get careless, you say, who doesn't? Mom went too far. The dad, obviously. At least I love John, at least to death. It was like I never left that house. Because when it came out the games, 2010. If I know about 2010, on 2012. I told you, Mom, you have me as a true friend. I just dealt with a lot of over there, and a lot of hell over the years. I'm losing a lot of hair too, as you can see. I'm going to look definitely like an old without no hair, but it's going to be as a actor, Falcon actor shadow. But Mom just told me obviously. If it goes, but I don't know, it's going to be really nothing. I'm losing my eyebrows here, as you can see. But showing you the paper I got again, obviously. But this is what Henry get if he breaks pill or he actually backs out. When it comes to the amount, he don't get in a loss. For John, when it comes to the reuse, all the way count my homeboy Henny, this is where he is. The number right there I'm about to show you. The number right here. But he surpassed that. Because he's making that right now, but he surpassed it. You don't see the number that John always is making because they're getting that money, soldier. Yeah. And I don't have to ask how much I already know because you don't see the 25 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60. That's how much they're making. Even when it comes to tournaments. That's how much I'm making too when it comes to the race quiz. Right there, 860 or surpassed it. 1 million for John, 1 billion. That's your champion, like I said. All the amounts when it comes to the period, all the monthly wage when it comes to the tournaments too. He's doing it in his physical prime. Learn something new every day. The things I didn't know about when it came to road life stuff, especially when it comes to money. But I know now. My aunt's been the best aunt to have because of suggestions. Because she said, no, you got that Zeus on, you're going to live a long time. You just got the 50. Mom's already in her 60s. And she could be dead soon if she don't get no surgery. But this is how much you would get right here when it comes to the church. And surpass it. This is how much to make it when there's 80. That surpassed it. Even when it comes to jobs too. But like I said, Capcom's no one getting the rage quit because of the henchmen. And the leaders asked me when it comes to the chummies. I'm on the chummies on. Yeah. But asked me when it comes to heaven and hell. Even when it comes to the basketball games. And the one that cover is going to be on Heaven and Hell edition. And if they make the one I know about, Capcom USA edition. Forever edition. Yeah, forever ain't, but the glory days are gone. You ain't going to get the revenge easy in boxing when you face me, soldier. And dead. Even with goggles on. Even without the gloves. Speed. Hey, speed. Yeah. But this is how much I would get too. This is how much I would get too when it comes to terms of Fight Night Champion Part 1 and 2 and 4 and 5, but I won't be able to play 4 on Sony. But they pushed it. I saw the price of it. They won almost $500. I said, Sam, I was a moron. You sure should push it down to $299, man. I'm not going to get it now. I'm getting $9 now. For sure. If I get another card, that'd be a Nintendo Switch. That's in my budget too. But anyway, Sam was a moron. He's going to be out of a job. This is how much he's making too when it comes to money too. We ain't gonna see that no more. That 860, that's gone once he's terminated. Now you know how it feels like be like me when you're toxic. Whatever your sign, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be you if you're off pills. If you're off pills, my God, you want born sound? If I'm about size, yep. But anyways, this is where I was right here again. $15 range, 14.50. Then surpassed it. That was 19 rounded off. That's how much I was getting. It would have been more if I had got the other positions. But I had to see him because his ass would have been grass. Pump my lunch Jordan. I'd sit on the down low. Pump my lunch Jordan. I'll sit on the house about it. Good. I'm in the house. I'm cussing. But anyways, when it comes to the tournaments, and like I said, cat calls them. I want to get because the amounts you get to when it comes to even as a part-time tournament player, Jimmy didn't put him. Jimmy didn't put himself in it, but I think he said he might put himself. Once he goes back to training, said not gonna be on it because there's a lot of players like you there that you're racing too. Don't bring up his leader though. For know about Eric and whether his leader said don't do it. And Call of Duty if he plays it, don't do it. Boss. Don't bring up if I know about him. That's German too. Because they probably the one people that's on the time. And there's probably one race that's supposed to go against you when it comes to race. But I think they laugh at you. Honestly, because it one person because nostalgia in the 90s. The tribute that I was playing for no Baba. Boof! Ooh, what fan? Always angry. Ow. Yeah. Up on. She know about her hands. I know about mine. Boof! Ooh, what's that? That's on. If I was going to learn about the heat sheet growing up, but no, it takes to be a girl when it comes to now, honestly. That's the whole point of being Asian too. That's an Asian. That's like Kong I know about Gundam. In Call of Duty. Soldier. But if he gets me honest, I gotta give him my gaming talent. That's mine, so I was on both accounts. But you can have me honestly, but you'll already be at 200,000. Soldier, congratulations. Because 200,000 gamer score. You got all your plans in Call of Duty in the first one, so you're obviously you're probably down the new Doom that's coming out, Ultimate Doom. And Gears of War. They do have multiplayer online. Halo's very fun to play. I think you would enjoy playing that game too, Mr. Gunn. Closing on the 30-minute mark. But anyways, Capcoms don't want to get in the race with because things you don't do. Now, I'm going to show you on paper again. There we go. What Khan would get when it comes to playing Call of Duty when it comes to the tournaments, if he's a full-time tournament. This is how much he gets right here. When it comes to being a weaponsman and a nosman. That's going to get also past the Prestige Master. If you know about them tournaments. This is the reason I got to pay for my class. But yeah. John can beat any rating. Can beat Diego. May 1919, his birthday is today at the Mons. My homeboy Jerome's is the day 2 days after my father. His father's still alive. But I give him a comment. I give him your dabs on that. My father's been gone for a long time. If I know about Warner Brothers. But you had me as a true friend, man. You really did. If you know about the clip that I made that was Charles, I doubled one of the monster way of a ninja, not just another ninja god. Ninja god connections. If you know about me and Miss Summer. Poof! With my hand. Oh, always angry. My race is a ninja. Probably the person you want to date when it comes to Asian. And that's any Asian race. Because they like your intelligence. Any Americans, especially when it comes to being interracial. Not to me. And then we got to the Hishi room. But like I said, Capcom is not going to get in order because Kim is the worst match of 2 on sets on that spot as well because the parry breaks. You know, combo was running because you know about music out there. It looks very funny, but it's serious. Play is the one for sure. Our initial was like me because she was already weapon Samurai Jack Bell through time years ago, but out dealing with him. But like I said, Henny cannot beat John. Couldn't beat me. Could not be tamed. But no, about any other people I just mentioned couldn't reign. What my always angry. It's kind of getting late now. I was like, always angry. No about she an attorney at law. But like I said, And I had to stop good. I'm like, eat lunch just past 30 minutes now. Now that, you know, like I said, hopefully Dad is all right. And I'm concerned about him right now because I don't want him to go back to the same city he went to. Because too dangerous around there. No one got a lot hella cameras in certain parts of Park Huts. I know it's past 30 minutes, but I'll stop it at 35. But when it comes to games of Richmond, like I said, in the Richmond, I showed you Michigan, I'll show you again. Gotta be careful getting 40 minutes, obviously. Show you again. This is how much John gets. This is how much John gets. Because it surpassed this number. This is how much they get to. So when it comes to the tournaments, if Lisa was playing any tournament in Call of Duty, she wins. Basketball, even as a foil, she wins. She know how to put people on skates. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar easy, and that's even with one hand. That's a shot too, not just a hook shot, but one-handed three, even an 80-foot shot. Because we got a lot of 40-year-old guys playing in the NBA, WNBA. Told you, age ain't nothing but a number. Then when you have that Zeus hair as well. She said, I don't think I said. Oh, you can get a court. I mean, you got the money. You can get a basketball court. Practice makes perfect. When it comes to the tournaments, obviously, just how much John gets right here. This, well, if you know about the 21 surpass. This how much you get. This how much I get in tournament. When it comes to Richmond, that dude like, I think he was like me when it comes to Tiger. Woo! Oh, good for me, Tiger. Woo, yeah. But yeah. Last class was today. But like I said, I'll say it again. John ain't done it in CatCon. I think he's going to keep playing CatCon when it comes to the real. He might conquer the Geese too. Because the Geese, like I said, I hate projectiles. I hate the Chun Movies. I hate all the Lin-Lins. I hate all the gals. I hate the Bison because Bison's had projectiles on 5, and most likely he might have some on 6. We'll see. Well, let's go back to his punishable. Parry break though on 6, the Cycle Crusher. That'd be most likely his parry break, more than likely. But when it comes to games of race when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh, Henny has no chance to beat me. John backs me up. Breon backs me up. Cannot be tamed when it comes to the decks. I know how to rack them all. And to do that bottle, son, he was a toxic dude. I said, you might be the Evan when it comes to I said, I don't play that religion, son. And other dude do. I said, I hate them both. I told King I blocked them. Just to let you know, King of the Fall, that's her name. I was a good girl. I found out she was going to I told him. I said, y'all some toxic mother. This is chat on right now. Y'all have been some sore losers. I said, yeah, like John and me could not be tamed. You can be tamed as an FS, though. All right, guys. But when it comes to games of Richmond, like I said again, it was John versus Dale. Like I said, John previous McCain, no, he didn't take him that much. It's megabytes. From what I know, it might be gigabytes depending, but of course, update. Because when I usually cut my phone, I free up my space. That's another way to do it too. Cause I've been breaking my phone to come to space. Even when I'm low, obviously I'm not low. I'm still at close to 2 gigabytes. Somehow I'm rounded off to the nearest gigabyte. Cause I had all those other, all those other. That's because I got the other board a while ago. Cause I didn't even get Monopoly a while ago. Cause somebody tried money. He was just coming from that was in the city though. And I was only even get Fruit Ninja Credit. I just had to get the 100 again. Batman Arkham Romance is on the horizon, but it's going to be out later on in 2023. And I'll be able to get the game on us, but I just had to, once my space as well. And all that, I had to get the 2. I might get the 4, I don't know. I might get the 2. Everybody, that's more than enough to start up Bethesda games. But, yeah. Luke is dead. Windman is back. The Queen is back. Check on. But yeah, Henny has no chance. If they have terms in the game, Henny is out. Let me show you the amounts again. I know it's getting to 35 minutes on really 40 hours. So I know when I get on my own hours, I'll be able to make that 6 hours and show, including the questions I made. This is how much when it comes to race quitting, obviously. This is how much John always gets. The 860, obviously. But they're surpassed when it comes to tournaments. They're really getting it in when it comes to money. This would have been for Uncle Andre if he wasn't quitting so much. And I put him on board. I said, well, if this is wrestling right now when it comes to wrestling, you ain't had no chance to beat me. We already know why you don't play a sport game. Racist. They don't play that on Microsoft. We all know why, because yeah, you're toxic. Don't have to really say it. You're a Taurus. And made 2K, no one could you punch somebody just because I don't keep too. You just punch her because I just tell you, you roared me, but you get in my hair going. Obviously, I brought back. And I slammed you through a table too. But that was not by belly to belly. That was a choke slam. And I'd have been put out. That was because I hurt her son and moved her son in the hospital with a choke slam. That was routine with my offense, and I put you right through that table too the same way I would have done. Belly to belly for both of y'all. For me, choke slam. Yeah. Come on. Even as an Eric, you don't burn. Then I'd have been out of that house then. All right, get off now. Yeah, you going.